Hey, I'm Brian from IFA 2018 and this is Lenovo's new Yoga lineup. Let's start with the main attraction, the new Yoga Book C930. And the first feature comes right when you knock twice on the top. It reverses the polarization of the magnets and opens right up for you. When it's open, you of course don't find a keyboard. Below the screen is another e-ink display that shows the keys for the keyboard as well as a trackpad. It now also shows an animation when you type, but it still feels like typing on a touchscreen. There's just no way around that. The ink display also supports pen input, and the latency is actually pretty minimal, so this is probably the closest you'll get to drawing on real paper on a digital device. And because it's an e-ink display, you can of course also use it as an e-reader to read PDFs or EPUB documents, so that's where the Yoga Book name really comes in. Above the ink display you also find an infrared fingerprint reader, and you still have that watch band style hinge that you come to know from Lenovo's Yoga line. The device is also super thin, so thin in fact that it can only fit 2 USB Type-C ports, but that's still an upgrade over the previous generation. And it being so thin also makes it one of the very few devices that don't feel awkward to use when folded over into tablet mode. It doesn't feel weird when you use it like that, also because there's no keyboard keys getting in the way on the back. We also have some upgrades under the hood. Both displays are 10.8 inches, and their upper full color display is 2560 by 1600, whereas the ink display is 1080p. Inside you'll find either an Intel Core i3 or an Intel Core i5 out of Intel's Y series, up to 8GB of RAM and up to 256GB of SSD storage. That can also be expanded with a microSD card. So this is a really nice and sleek and also innovative device, probably the one that will catch the most attention in the classroom, but maybe not the most practical. And also not the cheapest. The new Yoga Book is twice as expensive as the previous generation at a starting price of $999. What we also got was an update to Lenovo's regular Yoga line, with the new Yoga non-book C930. The 14-inch 4K touchscreen also supports pen input, and the pen stows away next to the hinge and also charges there. So you don't have the problem of a pen that you can't store anywhere and that uses quadruple A batteries that you can't find. What is also pretty smart is the soundbar that is integrated into the hinge. It's made in cooperation with Dolby and makes it so the sound always faces you, no matter which mode you use the laptop in. This is pretty smart because most laptops have the speakers facing away from you in at least one of the convertible modes. Other than the integrated soundbar and the new stowaway pen, it's pretty much the same as we got last year. So we still have Intel's Kaby Lake R CPUs inside, up to 16GB of RAM and up to 2TB of SSD storage. And of course below the screen is a normal keyboard and a fingerprint reader, and the whole thing is still nicely made out of aluminium. But there is also now a glass version that has this interesting design on the top. On the side of the C930 you find 2 USB-C ports that also support Thunderbolt 3 here, and a normal USB Type-A port. The last new entry into the Yoga line is the new Yoga C630. This is the first laptop that comes with Qualcomm's new Snapdragon 850 CPU that is made for laptops. And it also comes with up to 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. Because it comes with a Snapdragon CPU, it of course has stellar battery life at up to 25 hours, and also is always connected with an LTE Advanced modem. Other than that though, it's still a pretty standard laptop, with a 13-inch 1080p screen and a fingerprint reader next to the keyboard. It's very thin though as well, with only 2 USB Type-C ports on both sides. And of course, because it's a Yoga, this one also can transform into tablet mode, tent mode, and comes with a touchscreen. Thanks for watching my IFA 2018 content. If you enjoyed this video, you know which buttons to press, and don't forget to press that follow button on Twitter. I'm Brian, and I'll see you in the next one.